I want to go straight across once again to Kamaljeet Sanu, our internal security correspondent. Kamal, the Home Ministry appears to be shifting the blame onto the CRPF for standard operating procedures and deviations from them. But it appears that the Home Ministry itself was actually in the know about the possibility of a spectacular strike. On the 7th of March, Home Secretary Anil Goswami attended that meeting, chaired by the Cabinet Secretary Anil Goswami, where a specific warning was sent out to the states about a possible spectacular strike before the elections come up.
Well, definitely so. Regular alerts as well as advisories are sent to the state government, and in particular in Chhattisgarh itself. Remember, they said there could be a Darbar-like attack yet again in the state. So in that sense, there have been regular alerts and advisories which are sent, but the ground situation is obviously different. The forces have to be told by senior officers as to follow the standard operating procedures. In this particular case, they knew that there was a particular time from which they left the camp for a ROP and then would be deployed on security at the construction site. So that time could have been tipped off to the Naxals, who laid a trap for them, and obviously there was a heavy exchange of fire later on. So obviously it was a trap which was laid out for them. In that sense, they say there is a violation. Remember, CRPF is a central force, so it does come under Home Ministry. They have to take a certain blame for it. But the men on the ground, we've seen time and again, there have been violations of SOPs, which leads to loss of life. But yes, they've rushed their senior officials there. The DG CRPF is there. The DG of the state is there. Senior Home Ministry officials will be flying in there tomorrow. So yes, there would be a certain assessment, but the damage, it seems, has already been done.
Thanks, Kamal, for joining us on that. I want to get a word in from Gaurav Sawant, the editor of Strategic Affairs. Also, Gaurav, the centre appears to be trying to shift the buck onto the states at this point of time. What about the culpability of the Home Ministry and the centre itself in this case?
You're spot on there, Shiv. The centre is very conveniently passing the buck on to one state. But this isn't a problem that's restricted to either Chhattisgarh or Madhya Pradesh or Jharkhand or West Bengal. Under P. Chidambaram, there was a very clear directive. You clear, you hold, and then you develop. The centre has to guide the states in mounting a nationwide operation in the entire red corridor, and unfortunately that is not happening under Shinde's leadership. It's like a rudderless ship, directionless movement, and that is exactly why the Maoists have the upper hand.
They have the upper hand. Lack of cohesive efforts, a lack of a coordinated policy has led to another colossal intelligence failure. It's not just about the states, it's not just about the centre, it's an overall breakdown both of leadership as well as operations and definitely of intelligence. Kamaljeet Sandhu, Gaurav Sawant, thanks for joining us on this, the big story that we broke first, and Gaurav and his team will continue to bring you the very latest on what's happening. We will have a ground report from Chhattisgarh.